Hello everybody, welcome back to TWC. We are on the finals weekend. Just a couple more matches to find out who will be taking the top 3 for TWC this year. But we're starting things off with a quite interesting match in my opinion. China versus South Korea, or South Korea versus China as you're seeing right now. South Korea have a reputation to defend. China, probably the biggest surprise to make it this far in TWC so far, so we'll see how that one goes. My name is Jukes, and I'm joined by the lovely and stuffed full of ice cream, Diesel. How are you doing?
I had to give up my ice cream to be here, so it better be worth it. But yeah, China, as you said, really interesting to see them in the finals week. They seeded something like 8th or something, so theoretically, they should be out of the tournament by now, but here they are. And yeah, of course, taking on South Korea, who's looking to get on the podium place for the 5th year in a row. Slightly different team compared to normal, but still very big names nonetheless. So we'll have to just wait and see how it goes. Very, very difficult pool, all brand new. So a new slate for both teams.
Yeah, we've seen some ridiculous performances from, especially Super SSS, from China last week. It's interesting to see how it was going to scale up to this week, because as you said, this is finals. The difficulty has increased once again, and it will once more when we go to grand finals. And yeah, I think China cannot be mad about having made it this far anyway, even if they lose this match against South Korea. But hey, we're up for surprises. I am rooting for both of these teams. I'm just hoping for a great match. And yeah, let's get this show on the road with the rolls.
Whenever they're ready.
Whenever they're ready. No stress. We have time. We're just starting out.
No pressure. If you roll less than 90, you're throwing.
Oh man. I am super curious to see just how much nerves will come into play at this stage. I don't know if China is playing to win or if they've already content with their performance, but like they already got that far. Why not shoot for top 4 or top 3 even if they can do it?
Yeah, totally.
But like, yeah, they have a really tough opponent to fight.
Yeah. If they do win this one, it is guaranteed top 4, which should be absolutely insane for China. I think they have had a podium position in a really early Taiko World Cup, but I can't quite remember.
Well, things have changed a lot since then.
Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Alright. In the meanwhile, I completely missed the rolls.
Okay, so I was correct. They have had a podium place in an early Taiko World Cup. The first Taiko World Cup in 2011, they got 3rd place.
Oh. What a history. Amazing. So it must feel good to be this close to maybe making it onto the podium one way or another. We'll see about that. First off, South Korea will ban No Mod 6. Rocket Start. Gimmick pick for this week.
Yeah, kind of makes a lot of sense. It's often a pick that the lower seeded teams tend to put the more practice into. And, you know, if they can do that, it doesn't get banned. It can be an easy win for them, but South Korea just not wanting to take that chance at all. So very respectful, and China getting rid of Hard Rock too.
Can't blame them.
Hard Rock today.
Can't blame them for that. 250 Hard Rock. I was watching this in the showcase and I couldn't follow at all. Just can't.
Yep. So good thing it won't be played, because then we'll have to attempt to cast what we can't even see.
Literally, if Hard Rock 2 is going to be picked in one of the matches that I've been casting this weekend, it's just going to be like, oh my god, they're hitting the nodes. Oh my god, they missed a node. That is crazy. How did they do this? But yeah, China up for their first pick. Pretty good position to be in. Hidden 1, Mirage Age. Usually reserved to be more of a slow hidden. This time, probably more of a reading hidden focused one. I mean, it's always going to be a reading hidden. But it's not like super slow SV or anything. You have some funny overlapping nodes in that one. So
yeah, it makes sense because compared to like some of the stuff we saw in the earlier stages of the tournament, if we kept making them slower and slower and slower, like no one's just going to be able to play them, and we don't want that. So.
But on the other hand,
at least want them to be competitive. We've seen some disasters in the past, so.
But on the other hand, it would be kind of interesting to see where the limit is, just for how slow you can go with a slow hidden.
True.
Because I don't really have an idea. In the end, I think it's just like mostly memorization, trying to visualize how you're going to hit the nodes as soon as they go to the approach circle. And I'm just really curious, like, maybe ask Schwartz from the US how to do that, where the limit is. Extremely proficient hidden player and able to read stuff that I could never dream of in a lifetime. And a 4-digit.
I think we'd kind of struggle in a Taiko Cup setting to find like a team that can put out 3 players who can play very, very slow hidden. If we like cherry-picked people from a bunch of different teams, you could definitely get a set of people that could play some really crazy low stuff.
Japan versus the world, you mean?
I suppose so, yeah.
You could make that work, one way or another. Shoken? Definitely. Absolutely. Alright. And we're about to start. Well, first pick, the finals weekend, South Korea versus China. Hidden 1. Picked by China.
Kicking it off with 4-4 Bamgo, I Love Mursa and Labby in the South Korea side. And Shokan Super and Ukra Risona for China.
Already Ukra Arizona with a bit of trouble getting into the groove, dropping accuracy quite a lot, down to 90%, but that doesn't mean a lot when you've just started to hit 20 or 30 nodes. You can see them stabilize quite well. But it's already going to be an early damper on their scorelines.
Oh, and there comes the misses.
Indeed they come. South Korea. Even their accuracy is pretty stable, 4-4 with a miss. Not enough to trade out the performance on Okura Arizona just yet, but with a miss from Marisa, that's going to swing back to China's favor.
Ooh, barely though.
Barely.
It's pretty big for China. This is their first pick. This is the map they probably have the best chance of getting a point on. So holding on even to the slightest lead is really important. And that's going to extend a bit further with Bamgo picking up some misses as well.
Working good for China, despite the rough start, mostly on behalf of Okura Arizona, but they have settled for 96%. And you have Super SSS and Shokan still on the FCs. I love Marisa with another miss. Labby as well! No more FCs remaining on the South Korean side.
Super and Okura also picking up some misses of their own, but looks like it should be okay. And with 4-4 kind of matching those, all is good for China at the moment, halfway through the map. Shokan 70k now, extending even further as well.
Not bad. 70k doesn't sound like a lot, but remember this map is 3 minutes long and we're just at the halfway point. A bit of a slower section.
Looks like we still actually have a full combo from Shokan.
Only full combo remaining. We're at the stage of TWC where you can't really take FCs for granted anymore.
Going to speed up though. Will they be able to hold on to it?
Super SS past 400 combo Okura Arizona with a miss right before 400 combo, but that's not going to matter too much just yet.
If they pick up any more though, things could be looking a bit more dangerous for their point here.
A little pause. It might just be a client miss from Marisa. We cannot know just yet.
You know, if it wasn't suspenseful enough already, you know.
For a
Just have to
first
wait a wee
pick.
bit longer. Yep.
For a first pick, surprisingly tense. Alright, it was a client moment from Marisa. There we go, not a miss.
Alright, we're missing a player. The one with the audio. So, I'm gonna listen to nothing, actually.
Enjoy the TWC podcast with Jukes and Teasel.
Those are a lot of misses. Oh, Shokan picking up loads. Okra as well. If Orfor holds on to that full combo, if they haven't disconnected, that could actually make a decent difference in the score. I wouldn't completely say that China has it.
We're still waiting for what happened to 4-4. Until then,
yeah,
be a big question mark.
It's everything's not submitted yet in the MP link, so everything's still up in the air. But we might. Oh, okay,
there we go.
Just some silly internet problems, the usual. We're not even going to see the scores at the bottom anymore. So we can't watch it slowly crawl back for South Korea, potentially taking the lead. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god! I just saw the score difference.
Alright, well don't spoil it. 4-4.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
And it's really, really close now. Last couple of notes of the map.
China won their pick by 127 points!
That was worth waiting for.
But client just kind of ruined the momentum here. That
I think that would have been a lot better if it was live, you know. Can we just do it again?
Well, we can't get what we wish for. But yeah, China takes their first pick by the skin of their teeth. Shokan's misses there at the end could have just completely ruined that first pick, but yeah, there you go. First pick goes to China.
It's all good. They've secured that first point, which in some cases can be one of the biggest hurdles to overcome. And, you know, against an opponent such as South Korea, that is really important as well. So South Korea have decided to respond with the other hidden map, Hidden 2.
This is... yeah, British Choco. It's a map.
It's a map. I was gonna call it a song, but I don't know if you can.
It's a song. What's a song? What do you mean?
Could you dance to it?
Very rapidly, yes.
I'd love to see that.
Come meet me at COE this year, and maybe I'll give you my rendition of Kunai Funai Genso.
Alright. I'll hold you to that.
But yeah, Hidden 2, 271 BPM, scaling up the BPM quite a lot, once again. Maps are getting incredibly dense this week, and Hidden 2 is no exception. And
I have a couple of roster changes as well. We see Minato coming in, Polo as well. Looks like someone else is coming in for China as ZH. So, filling out the rosters with players that are a bit more comfortable with the 271 BPM speed.
Certainly a pretty strong lineup, at least as speed is concerned, versus Minato, Super SSS, and SCH. But they've shown, China at least has shown that Hidden will not throw them off. Let's see if Speed will.
Alright, everyone everyone's accuracies all over the place except for Minato.
Very understandable, but we're getting right into it. No brakes on the Bunai train.
Accuracy slightly in favor of Korea, though.
Everyone hitting the slightly denser part before the first verse quite well. Minato, the only player remaining with SS. Oh! Come on, guys! Okay, alright, let's get the technical difficulties out while we can.
Yeah, that's completely over. They disconnected too late for a restart, so it's pretty much impossible for China to win.
Yep. SCH disconnected 1 minute into the map, which, according to the rules, means that they will not be allowed to replay this map. But at least we're still seeing mostly FCs except for Super SSS. South Korea sitting on top of their high 99s on 4-4 and Olo, Labby slightly below that with a couple of misses, but SC still on the board for Olo and 4-4.
Now still with the 99 full combo as well from China. Olo missing as well. Only 2 full combos remaining.
The backs of Minato and 4-4. Fortunately, the outro will treat them kindly. Unless they miss on the canton, which does tend to happen once in a while, but no. There we go. 13-100s by 4-4, 726 by Minato, exactly double.
Still incredibly good scores though. Olo as well with over 1 million despite the 6 misses as well, and Labby really not that far behind. Super barely getting that 1 million as well. So overall some really nice scores there. Let's see. Because the only saving grace for China is that SNH did actually continue to play the map, but just could disconnect from the lobby, and is able to send proof of a score. But because we're moving on from it, looks like it's just been determined that it's 1-1. That was South Korea's point, and we're moving on. Okay, yeah, like, apparently, like, a perfect score might not have done it. Yeah, it would have to be, like, a better score than 4-4 is, I think.
Alright. Seems like the current conclusion is exactly that. That there is no way that China could have beaten South Korea on there anyway. But we'll still wait it out until there is a definitive answer for what is going on here. For now, we'll look at a scoreline 1-1. But to be fair, I am really impressed by the scorelines by China. I wasn't really sure what to expect from China coming into this match. Like, South Korea is objectively, just considering player skill, a bit above their league, but so far, at least from the hidden pool, it looks like they can keep their pool just fine. And this is what you love to see.
Okay, apparently the score that they did achieve from kind of continuing to play isn't enough to take the point. It was shy by about 10,000 points.
Ah. But still, that's really close.
Yeah, only 10,000 points is something like that is incredibly close. Yeah. Yeah, they won by the 1,023,000, so 1,013,000. Yeah, 10k.
That is really good.
So it's all good. We're 1-1 now. Each team winning their own pick, and it's back over to China. Hopefully we won't have any more client mishaps. We've already had 2 this match.
Alright, fingers crossed. We still have up to 11 maps to go through. 10 of which can be picked. But as it stands, South Korea was their first pick, but not by a lot. Like, South Korea cannot feel too sure about just running away with this. For now, China continues with their second pick. DT1 Megastructure. Locking in at 240 BPM. And again, filling this gap of like rhythmically complex and pretty dense type of DT that is really hard to keep accuracy on with a base OD of 6.
Oh, yeah. I've played this map before, and it is kind of characterized with the 1/6 bursts, some of them being a decent length as well, so speed is also a good feature of this map as well. But yeah, more is the burst speed rather than consistent speed.
And just for reference, this map set is ranked, and there are currently only 5 DT scores on it, on the leaderboards. 3 of them being FCs, by people like Goriki, Wolf, Seppo. So yeah, let's see how these players will fare. 4-4, Choseon and Labi for South Korea versus CSIS, SCH, Super SSS, and Shokan.
Yeah, China had some absolutely incredible scores on DT1 last week, so I guess they're looking to recreate that here, but with 2 misses from their players already, things are not looking too great as South Korea takes a pretty good early lead.
Do consider this map is 3 minutes long, so it's a bit on the longer side tournament-wise, but Shokan now with a miss as well, which means that there are no FCs remaining on the Chinese side. Meanwhile, South Korea is doing pretty well for themselves. Highest accuracy currently sitting on 4-4 with 98%. Labi and Choseon with 97 each. And China has to hope for some bigger breaks to come here from South Korea.
Labi starting those off, but only 1 or 2 misses there. Choseon picking up the second.
Ooh. Right at the break point, right in the middle. Not enough to swing it back over to the Chinese side anytime in the future, especially not with the miss from Shokan.
Yeah, Shokan really showing the accuracy as well, then in 92s.
Oh. Another one on top. Pretty tricky section to hit, all things considered, don't blame them. But given that this is their own pick, I'd hate to see it going in South Korea's favor. Like, all things considered, 4-4 still sitting on the FC, 98%, only FC remaining.
Yeah, and if you look at the accuracies of Choseon and Labi as well, like, they're both in the 97s, just their scores are just so much higher compared to those of China.
Yeah, no easy way out for China here. 2 misses from Labi and Choseon, but it's not enough to swing this back over to China on the home straight. Again, keeps finding this miss, and ZSH as well, that settles it for this pick. South Korea with a pretty substantial lead all throughout this pick, taking the second pick off of China 2-1. Now favoring South Korea as they go for their second pick. An FC from 4-4 with 7100s. Alright.
Yeah, it looks like I guess the plan backfired a wee bit for China. They just weren't quite able to keep up with the scores being output from Korea, but still a pretty good effort overall, especially SNH and Super, both with only 10 misses each.
Solid stuff. Now, South Korea's up. Looking to secure themselves a decent lead early on. Can't hurt for the South Koreans to be up a break point. And then you're going for DT2. Wow, alright. Just pick the same what the China picked.
Yeah, their counter pick strategy so far just seems to be picking the sort of counterpart map of what China decides to go with. But I mean, they won on DT1, so, you know, DT2 can't be that bad, right? Just, you know, potentially they just kind of saw that Shokan kind of struggled with the speed of that one, and kind of wanted to take advantage of that even further by picking one of the fastest maps in the pool. I don't know if No More 3 is faster than this one or not.
I can answer that for you really quick. No More 3 is 336 BPM.
Alright, this is only 300, so...
Yeah, but this is like 300 BPM with 1.6 in them, so... in some parts, so... like, yeah, No More 3 is mostly focused on raw speed, like raw 336, which is already quite a bit. And not something you'd expect the average taiko player to hit confidently. But this one is 300 BPM with 1.6 in the middle, so even if you can hit 300 BPM, which is not too uncommon with like double BPM popping up more recently in ranked taiko maps, it's still not something that is all too trivial to hit. Seong and Shokan trading misses, tying out the score lines. Nothing lost so far.
Shokan picking up the miss, but matched by Josung once again. That score lead is minuscule in favor of Korea.
CH versus Full Full, Labby versus Super SSS, Shokan versus Josung. Very lovely to look at. South Korea still leading by not a lot. This might change as we go into the first KI. Big streams.
Yeah. Lots more misses from China compared to Korea. Korea extend that lead and make it a bit more convincing that they're the team that's winning so far.
And you have Super SSS and Labby with the only FC remaining. Actually tied for accuracy at the top here. But South Korea leading mostly by accuracy. Around about like 1 or 2% in total. Which again, is not a lot. It can still flicker back around, but China cannot afford misses like the ones we've seen at the start. Like that, Shokan! Yeah, that's an...
Yeah, most of the players just doing really well in the combo for this map, but as the players from China are picking up just that couple more misses and resetting the combo a bit more than Korea, they just don't really stand too much of a chance with coming back with a score lead for around 100,000 now. Oh! What was that?
4-4 Shokan forgetting that. Nerd. You blink and you miss it. I really don't blame Shokan for the misses before the first 3 KIs because these streams are brutal mixed with the 1-6, and it's kind of interesting to see that all the other 5 players have been holding onto these just fine. Another miss from Shokan though, and now South Korea, as you've already said, takes a more convincing lead and looking to finish this one out. Clearing out the DT bracket, claiming it as their own. South Korea now firmly in the lead, 3-1. Whoa, look at that, Labby and Super SSS. Whoa!
2 full combos. The exact same accuracy as well. Slightly different scores. Labby does come out on top, just probably due to where the 100s were picked up in the map. But yeah, it's not common you see a pretty much tie like that.
That is crazy. You love to see it. For the uninitiated, this means that Labi and Super SSS just have some differences on the finishes that they hit. That's it. This is how you can have different scores with the same 100 counts. But yeah, solid performance from Super SSS, who is, let's say, one of the more hidden MVPs. Definitely not for the Chinese, but overall in TWC, putting up ridiculous performances like we've seen just then, and we're continuing with number 2, Twister.
Yeah, this map, I have no recollection of this one.
I'll tell you the mapper name, Tasuke. And I think you already know everything that there is to know about this pick.
It's also a taiko-holic map, so...
Yep.
It's gonna be pretty difficult. Sounds like it's gonna have... Oh, it sounds swing. Oh no.
It is just shredding on the guitar and Tasuke doing the thing and mapping to the shreds. Throwing off the players with lots of different snappings, lots of recalibration that they have to do while they play the map. And as I've already said, the Taiko Holic series in O's Taiko, nothing to be scoffed at. A benchmark for the best of the best. So let's see if China can win this one for themselves. Is China's pick once again?
Yeah, they really don't want to be losing another break point at this stage. They've already lost one. That's often difficult enough to come back from. But once you lose your second, it's so difficult to come back from that. Having to take 2 break points back yourself is such a different task altogether.
Not impossible. We've seen incredible recoveries of TWC before, but given that China is technically the underdog in this match, it would surely require a lot of patience, a lot of nerves, a lot of sweat, and, well, the longer the match takes, the more favored the higher seeded team is. So China would probably also require a streak of luck from somewhere.
Perhaps a disconnect from South Korea.
It's only fair. It's only fair. Like, come on. China's had one disconnect. South Korea should. I'm not gonna say they. Okay, I said they should.
It's too
like,
late. You've ruined it.
I leaked the script. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
You're a terrible person. You're fired.
Oh man. All right. Number 2. What could be described as tech, but ask any Taiko player if this is truly tech and you'll get different answers. But it definitely has a lot of offbeat patterns, a lot of weird snappings, and that is enough to qualify as tech for me.
Maybe we can just call it silly mapping.
Silly mapping, I like that a lot.
I might be jumping to conclusions too early, but this doesn't look very hard at all.
Not yet!
Oh, alright, so ramps up in difficulty then.
Yeah, a theme that you'll see in this week's pool is that some maps spike in difficulty towards the end. Right Raider with a big stream of misses! As we get into the more technically challenging parts of this map. It's not the end of the world for China. South Korea, my bad. But that is a comfy lead for China at the moment, with this map again being 3 minutes long on the longer side.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see a similar style of job from 1 or 2 of the players from China. But 4-4 being the one to pick up the miss instead, resetting that combo. Things are looking really strong for China.
Halfway points. And the accuracies are also looking really solid for China. Usually you have South Korea out-acking China, but this is truly the territory where they can shine the most. 60,000, 70,000 point lead roundabouts. And no signs of stopping just yet. ZSH with a miss.
Yeah, double break SNH and super. Hyokan also dropping the full combo. Not quite as many misses and accuracy drop as Korea had, but Chosung still on the full combo as well.
China can still win this, but they cannot afford many more misses. This is mostly due to Rai Raider's 97% score right now. But they really can't afford much more than that. Another miss from Rai Raider. Trying to stabilize the score lines just a little bit more as ESH trades. My heart goes out to the Chinese players.
Yeah, they've got about 60,000 score lead, so as long as they all hold on to their full combos, everything should be okay. Not full combos, they're just current combos. There goes one, there goes a second though.
Rai Raider only trades one of these though. 4-4.
4 trades the other, and another trade.
Shokan missed quite a few more though, and 4-4 misses again. Chosung with the only FC remaining for South Korea, but China balancing that performance on a tightrope. CSH with a miss at the end, Rai Raider as well. And China takes their third pick. SC from Chosung though is not easy to SC, as you can see by the miscounts. Not easy at all.
Yeah, for sure. And a really, really strong accuracy at that, being the only player with 9-9 as well.
Oh my god. What a solid performance from China overall. Solid team performance. South Korea, mostly held back by the many misses by Rai Raider at the start, but they kept it close. They could have punished China at any point, but wasn't quite meant to be. China will prosper on their own pick. 3-2. South Korea up with their third pick. And
not sure where they'll go. Perhaps they'll just kind of stick with what they're doing. Maybe they'll just pick on the opposite side of the board and just go with Nomad 1.
Yeah, I was just thinking like a Nomad counter pick. Nomad 3, alright.
Close enough.
Again, makes sense, seeing as we've seen China struggle a little bit more on high BPM, and as we've already figured out when DT2 was being picked, Umami Blaze is still a bit faster than DT2. Oh, it's original, by the way. Umami Blaze by a question.
Yeah, just hearing the intro of that section, you just immediately know what kind of song it's going to be.
It is 2 minutes, it is super dense, it is super fast, and it'll be over in the blink of an eye. Will South Korea keep their lead, or will China take this one off them? China has to do the work of somehow gaining a breakpoint from South Korea sooner rather than later. I guess the one thing that is an upside for China is that Shokan has missed a lot on 1-6 mixed with 1-4s on DT2, but this here, Nomad 3, is just straight speed.
Yeah,
it's just all speed.
Could potentially be making the difference, but with how much more speed there is, I don't know. Can the players on Korea even keep up with it?
Like, guys, there's so much speed in this pick. You wouldn't believe the amounts of speed we have this week. We had 320 last week, 336 this week, 360 next week?
Yeah, 350, 360 is where I foresee it being. Super picking up the first miss. The accuracy tanking a lot more for China compared to Korea. SNH also dropping the full combo, Super dropping it once again.
DSH and Olo trading misses at exactly the same time. But as he said, the accuracies heavily favor South Korea right now. 96s on CSH and Super. 98 on Shoka. Up until that point.
My eyes are on 4-4. This is the exact style of map that they're known for being absolutely incredible at performing on.
This is a 4-4 map if I've ever seen one. And they also hold the only FC for South Korea. Shokan still also holding as the FC. Which confirms that it was mostly the 1-6 that was tripping them up on DT2.
Yeah, totally, but looks like the rest of China just not quite able to keep up with the speed.
Oh!
Both
No
Shokan
more
and
FCs!
4-4 dropping on that stream.
But it's looking like China is kind of running out of steam. ZSH found a few more misses there. Super SS actually doing solid work of this until the end here. We come up to the last parents, but ZSH is struggling big time. And this is the most convincing lead that we've seen for South Korea so far, if we ignore the disconnect on the first pick by South Korea. Yeah. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying what South Korea is pulling off here. Wait, let me hold FC!
I never even noticed.
Alright. Sure, why not? Like, 45 100s. That's fine. Like, if seeing this is absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Lobby is officially the true speed demon of this match.
Right. 4-2, halfway point of South Korea and China, and probably against the predictions of most people, China is doing pretty well for themselves. They're in it to fight, they're in it to get to top 4, but so is South Korea. And seeing as this is a loose bracket match, we'll say goodbye to one of these two teams after this.
Alright, and it's China's pick now going for free mod 2, which is Sputnik 3.
Ooh.
We're seeing our first instance of kind of a true sort of what is truly going on with the snaps. Kind of, you know, 2L. It's 2L. What more do you need to say?
Oh,
and
you really
interestingly, we're seeing it in the free mod bracket. We have seen 2L in the free mod bracket previously. It was in 2021 in the either finals or grand finals. I can't quite remember which one. And yeah, it was quite the crazy map to see there. This map itself, the star rating is only 5.8. Fundamentally, the map is not difficult. So we're gonna have to see some mods, I think. The team that just decides to play it safe and only take no mods is probably going to be the team that loses. And it's the kind of sort of philosophy I foresee behind this pick. So, what mods are we going to see? We need at least one hidden, one hard rock anyway. But how many more will they take?
I have genuinely no idea. Just given that this is a 2L map, and that you have to be a human metronome to get even close to a really good accuracy. Yeah, but all things considered, I do believe that this is a decent pick from China. As you said, it's not terribly hard. South Korea will probably outmod China, maybe not. South Korea has had their ups and downs on the free mods in the past weeks. We'll see them fly in. We see 3 mods from South Korea, 2 hard rocks, 1 hidden, and 1 hard rock and 1 hidden from China.
I was honestly really expecting to see at least 1 hidden hard rock. But it looks like the teams are opting to play safer on this map than I expected. Korea with a slight advantage though, by 1 mod.
So 60,000 extra points to South Korea. Something that China has to make up for based on pure performance. All eyes on Shokan out of all players for China. The only one going Nomad and expected to hold their temper the best. But CSH? Hello?
Yeah, doing really well in the hard rock. We've seen Super be one of the main hidden players for China when it comes to the free mods, and they haven't necessarily done the best as well. They tend to be the one that picks up the most misses, generally, from what I remember. But it looks like they're holding up really well on this one. Accuracy a wee bit low, but that's kind of to be expected with this kind of map, especially when playing it with hidden.
Still no combo breaks.
Yeah, Gray is doing better on the accuracies overall.
Which has been a common pattern in most matches versus South Korea. But then again, do consider that South Korea is only leading by 1% in terms of accuracy overall. Like, discounting maybe Shokan, who's just dipped below 99, the accuracies are still comparable. And any major breaks from South Korea could still flip this back around. But they are looking rock solid. South Korea threatening to take this pick off of China.
Yeah, it's been a really slow and steady up till this point, but Shokan picking up the miss right on the outro.
South Korea. Maybe they could have gone hidden hard rock, but they decided that it was not necessary seeing the mods from China. That's also a possible explanation. Maybe this is them going safe, because you can't really go wrong with just hard rock. I'd argue that this makes it even easier for people like Olo, CSH to read. And yeah.
Yeah, Olo is a player that traditionally does very well in these kind of maps. We definitely saw that in the previous kind of past years, so yeah, outputting a score like that with Hard Rock on this map, only 8 100s total. Yeah, that's a very kind of normal score you'd expect to see coming from Olo, but very, very good overall, and definitely probably going to be one of the best scores that we'll see on this map all weekend. Also, 4-4 in Chosong, as well as SNH and Super with the full combos as well, all with mods. Shokan, one singular miss. So,
also,
very good performance all round.
Also, 4100s and 4-4 with hidden, hello? This is ridiculous. Like, just been going over that, but, like, we know that 2L is infamous for weird snappings, and being able to read them with hidden, with accuracy like that, is otherworldly. Great stuff from 4-4. Solid win for South Korea, 5-2.
Yeah, and it's going to be their pick now. If we've learned anything, they're probably going to pick a free mod.
Yeah, even though I said that maybe free mod was not the most stable category for South Korea overall, it certainly looks like they can simply outmod China by 1 or 2 mods pretty confidently, because I think free mod 1 and free mod 3 are all more favored towards South Korea. Free mod 5.
Alright.
That is free mod 3 and 2 combined.
Are we gonna play them at the same time, or are we gonna just like put the maps together and you just have to play one straight into the other?
We'll go into the editor, overlay the nodes from free mod 2 or free mod 3, and you just have to play them both simultaneously.
Alright. So we've broken the streak, and we are playing a No Mod 5 instead. This one, as you can hear, is very much a metal style map, 255 BPM, and it's full of streams.
Love me some blank field, love me some Akio mapping in the tournament pool. Very, very solid stream mapper. And just knowing for going absolutely hard with the SR on some of the maps they make. And this is mostly a test of stamina, and with 2 to 55 BPM, also one of speed. I don't think this is unwinnable for China, but we rarely see these types of stamina picks in tournament pools just because they are usually reserved for semifinals onwards. So it's really hard to tell how this is going to swing. For now though, Labi with the first miss, giving China an early lead, but we have 4 minutes to cover with this one, so buckle up.
Yeah, we saw neither of these teams play No Mod 4 last, well, just this style of map last week. They both avoided it.
So far looking good, but we have barely scratched the 1 minute mark. But any lead for the Chinese players, especially on a pick by South Korea, is one that is worth maintaining. You also have some filthy monos in this map later on into the map, which could trip you up pretty bad depending on your playstyle. Labi, out of all players, South Korea. Only want to find a miss, only want to be significantly below 99%.
Or Labi picking up loads of misses there in the middle of that stream. Shokan does also pick up a miss, but just right at the end of it. So things are looking good for China so far. This could be one of the first breakpoints that they need to get from Korea in order to kind of swing things back in their favor overall.
Looking pretty good for the Chinese players, and if they need anything right now, it's the confidence that they can beat South Korea at their own game. Halfway point, 2 more minutes. Super and 4-4 trade misses, but Super finds a few more 100s.
Yeah, things are really on SZH now to keep that full combo and the accuracy too.
Oh, Super low with a miss. And with a 99 from Cho Seung. South Korea is currently leading. Base motion accuracy. SZH! Oh, with the miss.
Yeah, no full combos remaining for China. Cho Seung holding on to that full combo for Korea. Only 1/3 of the map left to go.
All eyes on Cho Seung. Whatever they will do will decide whether China gets another shot at this, despite holding on pretty strong throughout the first half of this pick. Or South Korea's pick, in case you've already forgotten. After 3 minutes of streaming goodness. Oh,
that was
4-4?
A silly miss from 4-4 there. It's definitely possible for China to come back. I think we have a couple more of those sorts of streams coming up, so if we see another big tank like Labi did earlier, just from any of the players in South Korea, if China holds on, they could take the lead back.
Absolutely.
It's only 21,000 points, so... But the most important thing is they have to hold on these streams.
One final long stream to decide if China takes a breakpoint from South Korea here.
Alright, everyone holds on to the combo.
Oh.
And South Korea will be taking their own point, which is their 6th point overall, and takes the match into match point. South Korea
100s by Cho Seung.
Oh my god, that full combo.
I just had to.
35. Most players with really low miscounts overall though. 3 from Shokan, 6 from 4-4, 9 from Super, 11 from SZH. Labby, pretty much all of those misses came from one single stream. But yeah, now that we're in match point, South Korea only needs to win one more point to take the match. China has to win the next 4 in a row in order to take this to a tiebreaker. They've been in 2 tiebreaker situations already this tournament, both of them last week, once against the UK and winning that one, and of course against France winning that one as well. So definitely not impossible. They've managed to do it multiple times already, so... But it's getting to that tiebreaker that's going to be the big challenge.
Yeah, there's unfortunately no easy way out for China. South Korea is just one pick away, one winning pick of their own to advance a tiny step further to the podium and to face the winner of US versus Germany.
Yeah, we do start off with China's own pick though, so probably the best place to start. I honestly feel that just something like No Mod 4 would be best for them to go with. Just the map, I think they can probably just beat out South Korea on one of the maps that can easily trip players up, and it is what they decide to go for.
Ooh.
This being a map that was ranked last year, I believe, and very popular, has some really nice but simple SV, and I don't know, it's just overall a really, really nice and clean map.
Yeah, not often that you get to see, well, I suppose this is classified as an SV pick. These used to be a lot more common, but, you know, the challenge, getting a challenge out of applying SV to a map is not easy. And I guess at some point taiko tournaments were a bit oversaturated with SV maps that didn't really pose a challenge to players, so it's definitely a decent switch up from your generic, let's say, taiko tournament pool structure.
SV isn't the only problem in this map though, is 255 BPM with a bunch of 1/6 thrown in there as well. Some of them are a bit more difficult to read as well, so lots going against the players on this one.
Definitely, as you said, a pick that could favor China, but the pressure is on them. They cannot afford to lose another pick. Another map, and it's over for China in TWC. But let's hope that they're not losing their hope.
Yeah, starting off, what could be the final map of this match in China in the World Cup for this year, with Olo Cho-sung and Rai Rater for South Korea, and SIH Super and Shokan for China.
Calling every upcoming pick China's potential final pick is, well, a bit sinister in my opinion. That's a very pessimistic way to look at China's performance because, yeah, as we've said, China has had a remarkable run in TWC this year, and they've been super close on a lot of these maps. And South Korea finds the first couple misses, Olo and Rai Rater, meaning that China will take the lead. A lead that they will have to hold on to indeed. Going pretty well so far. Super SSS. Never mind. I was gonna say decent FC, but misses in sync with Cho-sung right where it follows up.
Yeah, overall the score is looking really, really great for China. A really strong lead now, and only about a third of the map left to go. We have a similar section as we've just seen after this slow part, and the very final section of the map is a speed up in SV. And
Shokan.
Very questionable miss.
Shokan, you really can't afford misses like these. One final section, last part of this map. China still in the lead. South Korea right over miss, still close on their heels, ready to punish China.
Alright,
at any given opportunity.
Increase.
Song with a miss, and that settles it.
Yeah, China start this this match point situation off really well, winning their first point, and SH with an incredible full combo there, 16-100s overall. But crazy scores all round. Chokan with the one miss in that slow section. Super SSS with the 2 misses. Olo with 4 misses, 4 100s. Chosung only 5 misses, spread it across the map, but just single misses here and there. Rater struggling a bit more with the 15 misses, but only 2100s total.
I love the reactions in chat. I think China was not expecting this, but they played it really well. Especially SCH. With the SC holding onto their accuracies for as long as they could. And with a few convenient misses by South Korea, they survive their own pick. South Korea up next.
Yeah, not much to pick from now. They could go for the remaining No Mod 1, but always a risky pick. Often the map that can kind of go either way. Still have Hard Rock 1 open, as well as Free Mod 1 and 3.
I'm pretty sure that if South Korea went for... Alright, they went for Free Mod 1, never mind.
The freedom modification one. Nicely
Freedom
put.
modification. I love that. Yeah. Alright, I was gonna make an argument for maybe Hard Rock 1, but Free Mod 1, as we've seen, I think South Korea doesn't have to go too hard on the mods against China to win this one for themselves. But it really depends on what the lineup for China is for this one. Free Mod 1, as per usual, tends to be the more mod-friendly pick out of all the free mods. So you'd expect that China can whip out some of their own mods as well. But the choke potential within Hard Rock increases every single week.
Yeah, not sure what we're going to see with the mods this time. Perhaps I've been kind of overestimating the players and their abilities with like the hidden Hard Rock stuff. But you know, this is finals, so it makes a lot of sense that they're wanting to be a bit more conservative with their mod usage.
Yeah. Like, you can't really afford to risk over-modding any of these free mods anymore. Unless your name is Japan, which, you know, they have a match to play this weekend as well against Taiwan in the winners bracket. The winner of that gets to go straight to grand finals, the top 2. But everyone else is left to their own devices. We're seeing 4 mods from China, 5 from South Korea.
Alright, yeah, here's some of the hidden Hard Rocks. We have hidden Hard Rock from Olo, Labby, and Super. And a hidden from 4-4 and some Hard Rocks from SZH and Minato.
No one going without mods, and this will be required for China to somehow win this against South Korea, because again, South Korea has a mod advantage, but it's not impossible to overcome. But then again, this pick is incredibly short. 1 minute 43 seconds, any miscount, any 100 counts. Going with 4-4 and hidden on the South Korean side will provide the South Koreans with a sense of stability, that is for sure.
A couple of misses, but favoring Korea overall. This is an incredibly short map. Already halfway through, and with such a big score lead for Korea, things are not going to be going well for China, I don't think. We need to see some huge drops from Korea.
Super with a couple more misses, and now below 90%. This is not looking good for China. SCH on 98% with Hard Rock, Minato with 97% on Hard Rock. But unfortunately, Super may have bitten off more than they could chew going with Hidden Hard Rock here. And with a 300,000 point lead, even that miss from Labby cannot switch this back around to China anytime soon.
Yeah, and as we approach the end of the map, I believe this is going to be South Korea's 7th point, ending the match 7-3. And we're going to see South Korea advance on and guaranteed a top 4. China, on the other hand, have made an incredibly strong effort making it to the finals weekend. But unfortunately, they are out of the tournament, achieving that 5th and 6th place. Which, higher than their seeding, so doing much better than expected as well. And, you know, setting really, really great scores as well in this finals weekend. Taking 3 points off of South Korea is not an easy task at all. So, yeah, big congratulations to them. And if they can get together a similar team for next year, they'll definitely have a lot of fans pushing them even further, hoping to see them get that top 4. But for now, we'll be awaiting the winners of the US versus Germany to see who will go up against South Korea. And fight for that podium position and who will get 4th place.
Oh man, like, do consider that there were only 2 picks in this match that went decisively over to South Korea. The other picks were really tight, score-wise. In that case, there's nothing to be ashamed of with that performance from China. They did really well for themselves. But South Korea is boiling with a thirst for blood, for revenge, to hopefully make it to grand finals. After a performance like this, I hope everyone has been watching, especially, as you've already said, USA versus Germany happening in 5 hours from now. And yeah, the losers bracket match that'll come from that happening tomorrow in the finals weekend, as well as Japan versus Taiwan. Oh boy, there is a lot to look forward to, despite there only being 3 more matches this weekend. I suppose we will not get tired of watching these teams compete. Yeah, welcome to the upper echelon of Taiko. It only gets better from here.
But yeah, I think that'll be us for now. I don't think we can entertain everyone for 5 hours. So.
Oh, that's a challenge. That's a decent challenge, but I don't think our streamers would like that a lot.
No. So we'll leave you to it, and we'll be back at 20 UTC for the USA versus Germany.
You will not want to miss that at all. And yeah, we will see you soon back here at TWC Winners Weekend. See y'all then.